ladies and gentlemen, please welcome world traveler, chef, author, and actor Thaao Penghlis. I hope I pronounced that right. You know him as Victor Cassidine on General Hospital and Tony Dimera on Days of Our Lives.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I hear you're full today.
Yes, we have got a line of callers waiting to talk to you, and we're gonna interview you. Is your name pronounced? Your last name? How do you pronounce that?
Pronounced Penghlis.
Penghlis. Okay.
Yes.
Penghlis. Okay. No, it's so wonderful to have you on the show today.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I know that you've been on Santa Barbara. I know on Santa Barbara you played Micah, and you've been on General Hospital as Victor Cassidine, and you've been on Days of Our Lives as Tony Dimera. Which of those shows was your favorite to be on?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I'll say, let me take it this way. When I went on Santa Barbara, it was only for 9 months, so the character is not as memorable to me, even though I liked that show. But Days, because I spent so many years, and a lot of my growth and a lot of my journeys that I took, which I wrote in my book Places, there's many more memories. GH certainly is present, and so I remember that well because it's part of what I'm doing now. But I love Tony. Andre, I had a great amount of time because I had a lot of experience in playing diabolical characters, and so Tony was a little more innocent than Andre. I just went. I did everything I can imagine. I mean, including the kitchen sink. I mean, but this particular character, Victor Cassidine, is different because part of it is my maturity as an actor, and also the fact that they give me that kind of a control and that kind of power, and that's wonderful for an actor to play. It's not always successful with certain actors who haven't reached that point in their lives, but the experiences I've had overseas and spent so much time in the Middle East in dangerous territories gave me a sense of a foundation that I think when I brought back to Victor this time was much more interesting. And because there wasn't a lot of information given, because nobody really knew what happened between those times from the time I started when I returned, so I kind of filled it up. You're given a character. It's up to you to fill that character with nuances and perceptions and dynamics. And Tony was always a romantic. Andre was a wacko. But the thing with Victor, there's something different, and I think that's because of my experiences in life that I'm now able to bring to this new character that I've been playing.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I mean, that you were talking about your Days of Our Life character basically took you on the journey of, you were talking about your book that you wrote called the my places, my journey of my days, my lives. And I actually ordered that book last night, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I've heard so much about it. Can you tell us a little bit about the book and what different places that you have been and stuff?
Yeah, the nice thing is that Publishers Weekly, which is an important critic, recommended the book, and because I didn't know how people would respond to it. My family in Australia has responded to it very well because I do have a chapter in it called Transitions, which dealt with my work on when I went to Greece, and also about my parents dying 4 days between each other. That was a very interesting time. But I've been to Egypt now 10 times. The same with Cuba. But I loved Jordan because of the history. But Egypt's my favorite country. I wasn't crazy about Morocco. I love Italy, and I loved Greece, of course, but I also loved Israel. So the places I went to, each chapter is different. Even when I went to Turkey, because my ancestry came from Turkey during the time when it was called Constantinople in Istanbul, and so we go back to the 15th century. So I wrote about coming full circle, and the Egypt was because I really thoroughly explored that country and all its wonderful history and monuments. But as I was writing it, it's amazing what I remembered as I was writing the book. Some were much more easier to recall than others, depending on the experiences. I always remember the spiritual experiences that I had where things were out of the norm, or when I went and crossed Sinai Desert, which today would be suicide, and going to St. Catherine's Monastery and climbing Sinai, Mount Moses. I did that a couple of times. They're memorable experiences, and I thank Dave because it was that income that provided me the ability to take those journeys. But they were dangerous, and there are some funny things in the stories of things that I recall. But there's one chapter called Along the Path, which is really the journeys about coming to America, predicted by a psychic in Australia, and
wow.
all the people that I came across in my 20s. Some great stars that made a difference in my life. And then I talk about how I met my teacher, my mentor, Milton Katselis, and how I studied with him for so many years. And then the other chapters is the first discovery I made in Egypt when I went into a tomb that was over 4,000 years old, and how I dug into the sand in the tomb and found some wonderful treasures. Others, like Israel, I was surrounded by Mossad agents because they thought I was a terrorist, and so they apprehended me until they found out I was an actor coming to do publicity for NBC.
Wow.
Wow.
And how I got into the Church of the Nativity, and when it was closed and I wasn't allowed in, and how I eventually did get in. I explored the Holy Family's escape into Egypt when Herod proclaimed that the firstborn were going to be slaughtered, and so they escaped 3.5 years into Egypt. So I went searching for those places which are sacred spaces today up and down the Nile. I did that for 2 weeks with a friend of mine, and how we found some incredible and spiritual experiences in all these different places. And now I look back, even Syria, where they threw my American passport in my face when I came through customs because they didn't like Americans, but I overcame that, and that was an incredible journey, especially now when I think of how much of it was destroyed. So a lot of these places you can't go now. I mean, I couldn't go to Egypt right now or some of the Middle Eastern countries because you don't know who's following you, because they do follow you, especially police. And if they can make a buck from you, they will. So, but the book came out. I'm very pleased with the way the book came out. And now.
That is absolutely amazing. I mean, just all the stuff you said. I mean, that is incredible to hear, and I mean, I am so much looking forward to reading the book, and just finding out all the detail and stuff, about all you've done. I mean, that's amazing, and I want to let the fans know if you're on the line, stay on the line. We will be on until 3:40. We're going 10 minutes over. We're going to take all your calls. Everybody that's on the line, we'll do our best we can to take all your calls. And I have one more question for you, Thaao, that I want to ask you. I know that you're a well-known chef. I must ask, what are your favorite foods to cook up?
I'm the kind of person that when you open the fridge, I look in it and I say, okay, what can I do with these ingredients? And I create a recipe. So it's been that way from my youth. And my second book now is about cooking and the stories around the food. I love my Greek cooking. I certainly like Chinese cooking because it's kind of alien to me in many ways because I was brought up strictly Greek. I love Italian. I love exotic foods. I like curries. I like cooking with lamb. I like to make sauces, and I like to make desserts. So tonight I purposely cooked everything yesterday so that I could do the interview today, and then I'm going to, after I finish speaking with the people, I'm going to get into the desserts, and so I'm expecting 12 people for dinner.
Wow.
Yeah, so we like to sit around the table and love to talk and share stories, and I'm in the kitchen cooking a storm and then presenting the food. And presentation is also very important to the eye, because then people like to eat what you're presenting them. You know, if you just put a steak on, you know, also when you walk into a house, you know, and someone's cooking, you love the aroma that is being, because people always say that when they come into my house, they say, "Oh my God, what are you cooking?" So I'm doing Greek food tonight, because this is what most of my friends wanted me to do, and I'm having some people who have just come into my life, and so we've also got a psychic here who's coming, so it'll be an interesting evening.
Wow. So I have to ask, how does lamb taste?
You've never had it?
No, I've never had lamb. I really haven't. I've had deer before, but I've never had lamb.
Well, you know, they're gamey, but lamb, you have to know, I like cooking rack of lamb, but I'm cooking a dish called moussaka, which took me 5 hours yesterday. And
wow.
You have to cook, I had to peel and then slice them, and then pan quickly, and then you do it in layers with the sauce, and then you build it up like you would do a lasagna, and then you do a bechamel sauce on top, and put a lot of Parmesan cheese, so that when it's presented, it's got a wonderful brown tone to it, a golden brown. But lamb is wonderful. I don't like meat has to be cooked well for me because of all the problems that we have with what's in animals these days. You have to, because people get sick just like fish, you know. So you have to be very smart about what it is you're cooking. But you guess anyway.
That sounds so delicious and yummy. I mean, I have to try that sometime. That sounds really good. And I'm looking forward to your recipe book you have coming out soon. I'm going to go ahead and start taking callers. We have 208 on the line. 208. You're on the air with Thaao.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Who am I? Yes, hello. Who am I speaking with?
This is Carrie Miller.
Hello, Carrie.
From Idaho. Hi, Thaao. I'm really nervous. So.
Don't be nervous. Think of me as your neighbor. You're having a chat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say now.
What did you?
What is your favorite color?
I like red, although I can't wear it often. But I do like black because it's dramatic. But I like white as well. I like, I think colors draw in energies, and so if you wear black, it absorbs things. So black can be negative, although most monks and priests wear black. But white, the light bounces off white, which is healthier to wear. Whereas if you wear black, you absorb the negatives that come into your life. Red is about power. If you notice politicians, I always look at the color ties because they represent a certain power. So a lot of politicians wear red because that's a sign of power, or blue, which is a sign of tranquility. So, and white is a kind of purity. So colors do resonate, and so there are certain colors you can't wear. I like brown sometimes as well, and because that is kind of earthy. So when you go out and you wear the clothes that you wear, the colors that you choose, also tell people what it is you're expressing. So it's being an actor, I always was very aware of that, and so if it was very dramatic, I would wear black, and and if it was going to be a charming scene, or I would try to wear white. Romantic scene, but if I wanted to wear red, which I did on occasion on days, I haven't on General Hospital, because General Hospital is always, they want me in suits because nobody else wears suits on that show, so they like me in a suit. So there are colors for men as far as suits are concerned. So you try to find as much as you can, but clothing is very important and color is very important because it allows you to operate the character in the way you want to express it.
Cool.
Well, we want to thank you, Carrie, for your call. We're gonna move on down the line to our next caller, and we have 304. You're on the air. 304. You're on the air with Thaao. Do you have a question?
Hello.
Hello. 304. Let's see. Let's see here. 304. You're on the air. Okay. Do you have a question for Thaao?
Good afternoon, Thaao.
Is this Tony?
This is Ricky.
Oh my God! Hello.
Yeah, it's me. How you doing?
I'm good, Rick. How nice of you to call. Are you behaving?
No, not really. Just thought I'd call in and say hi. What's going on, Nick? Got any new projects?
Yeah, well, the book, that I'm doing now, I'm going to, there's nothing more boring than writing. I like to, when I cook, I like being creative. But, when you're writing the recipes down, it's not very interesting to me. But, and then I'm doing a film for a charity with children with cancer, so I'm doing that in November. And,
well, that's good.
And then on the 28th, I'm doing a salon where 150 women are coming, where I'm going to read some of the excerpts from my book. And so that's going to be nice. And there are a few things coming up in 2015 that I can't discuss yet because I want them to be a surprise.
Right.
And
well,
how's Amber?
I can't wait for it. Oh, she's doing good. Thank you for asking.
Give her my best.
I will, and I'll let some other people go ahead and talk to you. But I want to wish you congratulations on your new book. And just one more final question: when is Andre coming to West Virginia?
You mean you want Andre to come because you want me to upset people?
Oh yes.
Well, that we don't know. I mean, Andre died. I don't. He was a very Machiavellian character, and somebody said to me the other day, because I remember I had to go in drag, which I hated, and in class, I remember thinking to myself that I looked like a hooker from Brazil, and that's what I liked about Andre. He was very versatile, and they gave me such leeway. I really enjoyed playing him. There's something different about playing somebody who is kind of stoic and romantic and charming. But when you really have a character that's across the board dangerous, that's a more interesting thing to play because you don't know what's in you. And so there are always surprises, just like when I played the clown. I had no idea how I was going to play him. And once I put the costume on, I just went out of control.
Well, we want to thank you for your call, Ricky. We want to thank you for calling into the show.
Correct.
Well, thank you all.
You're welcome. Okay, our next caller is 425. 425, you're on the air with Thaao.
Hello?
Hello, Thaao.
Who's this?
This is Dama.
Hello, Dama. How are you, love?
I'm good, dear. Good to hear your voice.
Nice to hear yours as well, and thank you for your lovely gifts.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. It was nice.
You're very welcome.
Dama and I and Marianne, we had dinner together here in Los Angeles a few weeks ago. We had a lovely evening. And
oh,
it was
my.
lovely seeing.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty thing
yeah.
that you are.
Yes,
How's your baby?
Was.
How's
Natasha's
your baby?
doing great. Natasha's doing great. She's bigger every day. We're putting her in some dancing lessons now. She's going on 4, so she really enjoys dancing and music, and so.
Yeah, I always believe it's important to diversity to children, so that when they grow up, physically as well, it just forms their body differently, their movements differently. The dancers that I've known always have a beautiful walk to them because they've learned to express their physicality more so than the normal. So I think that's great that you're doing that.
Yes, I agree. Well, the kids these days are way too sedentary, so it's very important just from that aspect to keep them, but I think it helps them in many more ways as well, in a positive way, to shape them to be better people.
Don't give her a phone too quickly either, and computers. I mean, I know they have to learn computers at school, but I think the danger point is that people start to lose communication with humanness when they're too much into machinery, and they don't know how to relate to people as they get older as well, because they're so used to communicating through a machine instead of themselves. And so I think that's great that you're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Right. Well,
we want to thank you.
I just wanted to say congratulations on everything, and good luck, and we look forward to what's next.
Thank you. Me too. Thank you so much for coming and calling.
Okay.
Thank you for your call.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and we have one last caller, 864. You're on the air with Thaao. 864.
Hello.
You're on the air with Thaao. 864.
Hello.
Hello. Is this me that you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. When you were talking about numbers, I had no idea. So it's the area code, the number that you're getting?
Yes, we're calling you by area code.
So wonderful. I've been waiting so long to talk to Thaao. I met him many years ago in Anderson, South Carolina, and I have followed him for so many years. He knows who I am. I'm Kathy Lively. I lived in Summerville, South Carolina.
Hello, Kathy. How are you, sweetie?
I am doing just lovely now that I hear your voice. I miss you so much on days. You and EJ and Stefano. Oh my gosh, you would not believe the years that I have watched days. And my mother was so hung up on that soap opera. She's gone now. My lovely mother is gone. But she was crazy about you and Stefano. Oh my gosh.
Well, they were the good times, I felt. I mean, those three characters together, I thought were very dynamic, and I'm sorry now that they've gone, but, that's life. You have your transitions, but what we were given, it was very appreciative, and then now, we go on to the new challenges, I loved working with James and with Joe Moscolo. They were just terrific. You never knew what to expect, and they were always wonderful and professional and fun.
Oh yes, Samantha or Allison Sweeney.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and I met James Scott. He came to Greenville, South Carolina. I met him 2 years in a row. He is such a nice person. Oh my gosh, he is so tall. I'm only 5'2". He's like 6'4". I'm thinking, oh my gosh, but very nice. I love you Europeans. America. I tell you the truth. I just love international people. I just love them. I love to travel, and I am going to order your book, Ted. I really am. It's just you amaze me. You really do. You're a wonderful actor, and I'm sure whatever you pursue, you're gonna do your very best, because you're wonderful.
I think you'll enjoy the book. It's an easy read, because the purpose of the book was to take the reader into the journeys that I explored, and to be along there with me. And so I feel that was accomplished, and that's what most of people who've read the book They enjoyed the journeys. They didn't want the book to finish. I wanted to do the second phase of it because I want to go to Iran next, and before that's going to be impossible to get to. But yeah, I want to do a book on culture and cuisine of different countries. And so the trouble is the Middle East is on fire right now, so too dangerous to go. So in the meantime, I'm doing this new book. But yeah, it's the thing is, when people take the time to watch you, you have to give them your best under the circumstances. And I've always been trained that way. And sometimes you've got 19 scenes in one morning, and you go from one to the other, and hopefully you're going to get the best of your work. So you really have to, it's a very difficult format. I think the most difficult format I've ever worked in daytime, because it's so quick and because there's no time to breathe, and it's the next scene and then the next scene, and then hopefully the arc of that particular story you'll fulfill for the audience. And so it's been an incredible ride. I mean, I know that some of us have survived the games that take place in daytime, but I'm glad that ABC embraced me and was great. Playing Victor.
Well, I look forward to seeing you back on there, and I know you're coming back. And I wish you would do a dual role. Why don't you be on Days and on General Hospital? Have you ever thought about that? Have you thought about that, really? I mean, you know how some actors and actresses do. They're on two soap operas at the same time. I don't know how they do that, but.
Yeah, I know Eileen Davidson, who's a lovely actress. I'd rather do one at a time. I don't want to confuse audiences.
Did you say I had a lovely accent? Excuse me, you said I had a lovely accent? Yeah. I'm very Southern. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm very Southern. I was born in the South. But you have a lovely accent.
We want to thank you for your call.
Yes,
we
I'm
hope
sorry.
that
I'm a bit catty. But thank you, Thaao.
That's fine. That's fine. We're glad you called in. We thank you for your call.
Thank you so much, and you have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, Thaao, we want to thank you for being a part of the show today.